right? This is part 2, so you guys are not confused, right? So I don't have to say it's part 3 for my next video because I already said part 1 in my first video and I said part 2 in this video. And you guys will know that my next video is part 3. Whenever I say this, I have this amount of time left. It's usually it's always part 3. It's always the final part, obviously, right? Yeah. So no one in this planet is worth me and Mice royalties. I'm gonna keep saying that. No one in this planet is worth me Mice royalties, with the exception of VJ and Amazon. The only reason why Amazon is getting a piece of my royalties is because I have no choice. To do business with them, you have to obviously what? To do business with another company, you obviously have to give them a piece of the royalties. That's how it works. So for Amazon, even though they're not worth my royalties, I have no choice but to do business with them, hence I have to give them a piece of the pie, obviously. They're worth some of my royalties, obviously, because we're able to ship my 4K Blu-ray copies all around the world. But realistically speaking, they're only worth like 30%. Realistically speaking, the deal should be like 70-30. Because I'm that special, obviously. But Amazon will never agree to 70-30 because we live in a very greedy world. Same time, I know they're a huge company and they have hundreds of thousands of employees. And so they have huge overhead costs. They have a lot of costs, a lot of big costs. And because I'm generous and because they're a big company, they're able to ship my 4K Blu-ray movies and posters all around the world, worldwide, all over Europe, North America, Japan, China, South Korea. They're able to ship Australia, New Zealand. They're able to ship my 4K Blu-rays worldwide. They're worth a nice 40%. But they're not worth any more than 40%. I'm going to keep saying that. The deal is you get a flat 40%. No strings, no room for bargaining. Sky Source gets a flat 60%. That's the deal. If you don't want to accept the deal, I'll just release my movie online. I don't have to worry about distribution. And I'll make more money off online anyways. But online is less professional. As online what? As online you what? As online what? Online you what? Online is less professional, and my movies won't come with posters. That's the problem with online. Hence why I'm not a fan of online. Yeah, I make more money off online, but online is less professional. You pay $40, you watch the movies. It's cool, but it's less professional, obviously. It won't be 4K, it'll be HD. And my movies won't come in posters. Because for me to have posters, I have to ship it, obviously. So I need a distribution company to ship the posters. I can easily build my own distribution center, but that's going to cost me billions. For me to ship my posters worldwide, I have to build hundreds of warehouses, which is just a waste of money. It'll cost me billions. And there's no point of building a warehouse. I can easily have my own distribution center for shipping all my 4K Blu-ray movies and my posters. But to do that, you're just wasting money. It'll cost me billions of dollars. I have to hire thousands of employees. You're gonna pay billions of dollars just to ship one of your movies and like 6 posters. It's a waste of money. You're better off signing with a company who already has the resources, like Amazon, and they just take the 40% that you would have paid to distribute your posters. Amazon's now taking that 40%, obviously. So it's either I sign with Amazon, which is a huge company. They already have they have warehouses worldwide. They can ship my movies and posters all around the world. They don't agree to the deal, which they will, obviously. I'll just release my movies online, and Amazon's missing out on the billions, and my movies won't come with posters. And it's fucking nice to have a nice poster collection in your house of Ivan and VJ's movie with the actors. It's a nice fucking what? Well, Last of Us movie, I'll have it come with 6 posters. So nice posters I'll have it come with. I'll have it come with, I don't know, 2 big posters and like 3 smaller ones. You can hang it in your garage, you can hang it in your house, so you get something top notch. You, your wife, the actors, the wolf characters, all that stuff. I don't know if I'll have the wolf characters in the poster, but I mean, you can have like a shadow outline of the wolf characters of Aratet. But the main pictures are going to be me, my wife, and the main actors are going to be featured on all 6 posters. There's something top notch. It's nice to have a poster collection in your house, especially for a movie. It's nice to have a movie poster collection, man. It's very nice. Hence why I so badly want to partner with Amazon, because Amazon's where it's at. Amazon's the only company that can ship my movie. There's no online distribution company that's as big as Amazon. Amazon's the biggest online distribution company around the world. No company can has the resources like Amazon. That's why Amazon is worth a nice 40% because they have worldwide distribution. They're in over 100 plus countries around the world. All the first world countries, all the first world countries and some of the second world countries, Amazon is in all those countries. Whereas the third world countries, Amazon is not in a lot of those countries. But Amazon is all over Europe. They're in pretty much every country. They're in every country in Europe. They're in North America, Canada, and the States, and Mexico. They're in China. They're in South Korea, North Korea. They're in Japan. You know what I'm saying? They're in New Zealand. They're in Australia. They're in all those countries. Hence, they have warehouses worldwide. Hence, they can ship 4K Blu-ray movies and posters worldwide, all around the world. That's why I want to partner with them. And my deal is you get a flat 40%. Skysource gets a flat 60%. I don't want you taking a percentage of the royalties like PayPal's taking for my book sales. PayPal will be making like $400 million off my book sales. I don't want you doing that for my company, considering I'm giving you a flat 40%. And you don't get a piece, you're not taking any percentage off the payments. You get a flat 40%. I get a flat, me and my wife get a flat 60%. That's the final offer. And if you're greedy, if Amazon's greedy, which they won't, there's a good chance they'll try and get more money, but I'm gonna be firm on my offer. I'm gonna be strict. I'm not going any higher or lower than 40-60. That's the final offer. If you don't want to accept my deal, I'm being very generous. I'm going to give you 40%. If you want to be greedy, right? Then go ahead and be greedy. But if you're being greedy, it's going to cost you billions. As Ivan American just easy releases. I'm going to tell Amazon, look, I can easily release my movie online. I don't have to partner with you guys. I don't have to worry about distribution. I can just release my movie online. Are you willing to set this deal flat 40, flat 60, or not? And Amazon will accept the deal because I put them in a pickle, man. Either you accept my deal and you reap the benefits off the billions for years to come, or you reject the offer and you miss out on all the billions. That's why Amazon's gonna obviously what? As SkySource will be Amazon's biggest business. SkySource movies will be Amazon's biggest business. Their number one selling business obviously is going to be what I haven't reached a SkySource movies. Hence why Amazon's going to agree to the deal obviously. Right? There's a good chance me and Jeff Bezos might even become good business friends. I don't know if we will, but there's a good chance we're going to become pretty good business friends. There's a good chance I might run into him, might have a beer, might run into him, have a beer, that kind of stuff. Because we're both billionaires. We're gonna what? There's a good chance when I run into him, I might have a beer. I might have a beer with him and all that stuff. Yeah. And Jeff Bezos, I'm gonna keep saying this. So whenever I meet with Amazon, I want to fly down to their office. I can either have them fly. I can have the CEOs fly to my office, or I can fly to their office. I prefer to fly to their office because I want to see what they have. So I'm like, hey man, you guys create Blu-ray, 4K Blu-ray discs, obviously. You guys create 4K Blu-ray movies, and you also sell posters. My company, I want to sell posters and film my movies only on 4K Blu-ray on your website, obviously. I'm going to tell them that. For Amazon, I prefer to fly there. And again, the doc team will be filming all this. The doc team will be filming the process of Amazon, me going to Amazon's office. You're going to see me. I'm going to bring my legal advisor and accountant with me. So it'll be me and my wife, the legal advisor and accountant. They're going to fly down. They're going to fly with me to the Amazon office. Obviously, they're going to fly with me to the Amazon office. And what? And they're going to what? Discuss the, they're going to discuss the what? The deal, obviously. I want my accountant with me to make sure they don't rip me off. You need your accountant with you. You need a numbers guy to make sure they don't rip you off. And I want my legal advisor to go over the contract with them. So before I sign a deal with Amazon, I'm going to have my legal advisor read the whole contract to make sure Amazon doesn't rip me off. Obviously. You need your legal advisor to make sure they don't rip you off. And you need your accountant to make sure they don't rip you off with the numbers, that kind of stuff. Because contracts are very, very complicated. When you read contracts, are very, very complicated. Hence why I want to have my accountant with me and my legal advisor. That way he can go over the contract to make sure he can interpret the contract for me. Obviously, because contracts are pretty complicated. You need to have a legal advisor to help you with all that stuff. You need to have a legal advisor to help you all that stuff. That way, they don't rip you off, obviously. So I'll either fly. I don't know. I'll either fly them to my office or I'll fly down to their office. I prefer to fly down to their office. It's easier for them to just fly down to my office, though. You can fly them on your jet. You can fly all the CEOs on your jet to your office. Or I can fly down there. I prefer to fly down there. I'll have me, my wife, and two legal advisors. Sometime the first year, me and my wife, and the legal advisor and the accountant will fly down to Amazon's office, and we're going to negotiate the deal, obviously. There's a good chance Amazon might even call me Amazon might even call me when I start SkySource. Amazon might even call my office immediately before I even contact Amazon. Amazon might call me up. Hey, Ivan, I heard you're starting a company. We want to be your business partner. You never know, right? Either they're gonna call me first, or I'm gonna call them first. I don't know. We'll see what happens, obviously. But I'm obviously gonna call their office. I'm gonna tell them, hey, look, I need a distributor for my movies and posters. I'm willing to do business with you guys. Is it okay if I found you? I want to find your office. I want to discuss the deal. Are you guys interested? Yeah, we're interested. Come down to our office and we'll negotiate the deal. You file to their office and they negotiate the deal. They negotiate the deal with you, obviously. And I'm gonna be very strict. I'm gonna look, man. I know you guys are sharks. You get a flat 40%. I get a flat 60%. That's my final offer, man. You don't want to accept my deal. I'll choose your movies online, and you're missing out on the billions. I'm gonna keep saying that. Because do not let people rip you off. As no one around this world is worth me and my wife's royalties. Amazon's worth my royalties because they're my distributor, obviously. But they're only worth a certain amount of money. They're only worth a certain percentage of my royalties. They're not worth anything over 40%. They're now ripping you off, and they're being way too greedy. As realistically speaking, I should be giving them like 30%. But because I'm generous and I'm nice, I'm willing to give them a nice 40%. And Sky just makes a nice 60%. Which is a nice deal, obviously. 12 minutes here. So Babylon for a good 18 minutes. And in my next part, I will start my read-along of Lord of the Rings. Once I finish this video, I will take a shower, walk to the store, get a pack of smokes, and enjoy the show. And watch more YouTube games at night. I'll probably go to bed around 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, and I'll watch games, and I'll go to bed around 2, 3 in the morning. Watch more games on YouTube. Right? That's how top-notch what my SkySource company was. There's a good chance, I told you, there's a good chance me, Jeff Bezos, and the CEOs of Amazon, there's a good chance you might bump into each other and have a beer and that kind of stuff. There's a good chance I'm going to end up having a beer. We're going to be good. There's a good chance we might, maybe not, but there's a good chance we might become good business friends. Because we're both billionaires and we're both partners. There's a good chance we're gonna what? We're gonna become pretty good business friends also. Me and my wife, Jeff Bezos, the CEOs. Jeff Bezos, I believe, stepped down as CEO. I don't think he's CEO of the company anymore. But the CEOs of Amazon CEOs are gonna love me and my wife so much because we made them billions of dollars. So they're gonna love me and my wife so much, obviously, because we made their company billions of dollars. Obviously, right? Duh. Yeah. Me and my wife are going to be free. We're going to get our freedom. We're going to be what? We're going to be free. Obviously. That's why those actors are going to beg their fucking asses off. Because they were saved. And SkySource is a better company than all those Hollywood companies. Because that's how top notch SkySource is. SkySource is a better company than all those Hollywood companies. Yeah, man. Well, I mean better. I mean it's better by quite a bit, man. It's like it's gonna blow a lot of these companies out of the water. Because no movie was made for $970 million. The highest I think was like 350 million or something like that. 350, 400 million or something like that. That was the highest movie ever made. Was one of my movies is almost $1 billion. You're looking at something unheard of technology from my Last of Us movie. You're looking at something unheard of. I'm gonna keep saying this, world. The countdown's ticking. Is after I make that Swimming with the Sharks video at the end of this month, you only have one video left, which is my final announcement. I'm gonna talk about my life. I'm gonna leave all the people who I met in my life. I'm gonna leave that detail vague, obviously, because I'm not gonna mention their names on some of this, because you know what I'm saying. But I'm gonna talk about my life. I'm gonna talk about my life from when I got knocked out of that rock till now. I'm gonna delve in depth. I don't remember everything, but I'm gonna all the stuff I remember in my life. I'm gonna talk about it. I'm gonna delve in depth about what happened in my life. What happened in my life now. So that way, once I make that final announcement, I cry my eyes out and I pay this fee. Once I come out from death, you guys are gonna go back and watch my videos. You're gonna cry your eyes out. You're gonna be like, holy shit, like Ivan was innocent. Look what he wanted to do in his life. We knew he was innocent. We didn't care. We're blinded by our envy. And now he's king with his wife. And that's why you guys are gonna cry your eyes out, man. You're gonna weep. And you're gonna miss me so much. Oh my god! Like I remember, like you're gonna be like, yeah, like we oh my god, like we look at what Ivan went through in his life, and he suffered death, the horror mess. We killed him, and now he's king. He's living a life, and then we're all left behind. Look what we went through his life. He was innocent. We didn't care because we were blinded by our envy. Yeah, you guys know I'm innocent, but because you're blinded by your envy and you're wicked people, obviously you what? You choose to be reprobate and you choose to do evil, obviously, because you guys are reprobate people. You're so consumed with your envy. You're so blinded by your envy that you don't see. The reason why you guys don't see your evil is because your envy is blinding you from seeing the evil. Because you guys are reprobate, obviously. Your envy of me and my wife is blinding you from seeing your evil. But once it come out from death and you're no longer blind, now that you see all the evil, because what you did was so evil to me and my wife, you guys are guaranteed gonna weep and break down because if I did this to someone else and I killed him and he came out from death, I would cry my eyes out, man. I would weep. Oh my god, I'm fucking wicked, man. I would weep. But the reason why you guys don't cry now is because you guys are blinded by your envy. Once it comes from death, it's finally gonna hit your mind. Oh my god, like we're wicked people. You guys are gonna cry. Because now that now that your eyes are open, you see your evil, you're gonna be like, oh my god, like we're wicked people, obviously. Like you know what I'm saying? And when you go back and watch my videos, you're gonna be like, oh my god, I can't believe I can't believe our eyes weren't open when Ivan was a sabotaged bum on YouTube. We were blind, and now when Ivan's king is living life, our eyes are open. It's too late. Now that we see our evil, it's too late. Ivan is now king, living a life with his wife, and we're all left behind. Because I set the whole thing up, obviously. When you're blind, you see a poor bum Ivan who's fat. You see a fat Ivan who looks like a kid on YouTube, on the Savage YouTube channel. That's the Ivan you see when you're blind and you're envious, obviously. When the VJ you see in Hollywood is the VJ who's sabotaged and trashy, who's trash, which is fucking gross. That's what those men got. Those men got a trashy VJ, which is fucking disgusting, obviously. That's the VJ you get when you're blind and envious, obviously. You get a trashy VJ in Hollywood, a sabotaged porn star, sabotaged career, shitty indie movies. That's the VJ you got when you were blind, obviously. And then when your eyes are open and you now see you're wrong, it's now too late. Ivan and VJ are now king, queen. They have the Holy Beauty. They're billionaires. And now your eyes are open, but it's too late. Now Ivan and VJ are living the life and you're left behind, obviously. And because your eyes are now open, you're gonna wish that you can take every moment back. You're gonna wish, oh my god, I wish I can have Ivan and VJ be born again and we see their glory instead of choosing this worthless bullshit sex. But you guys were blind. You chose bullshit sex because I ordained this to happen, obviously. I wrote my own story. Even though I'm frustrated in time, I obviously ordained this to happen. There's nothing that's not outside God's control. Before I came here, I wrote my own story. I wanted this to happen, obviously. Okay, instead of me and you coming here and having an easy we're king and queen, let's have me and you truly suffer. And once we're king and queen, the world's left behind. We prove how wicked and evil they really are. Yeah, I'm a fucking genius, obviously. I and VJ are king and queen. The world's left behind. And now that their eyes are open, it's too late. I and VJ are now living a life, and they're not all left behind. Yeah, because I'm a fucking genius, obviously. Right? The Ivan you're seeing now, you're gonna miss him because this Ivan that you see now, once I pay this fee, I'm no longer gonna be this Ivan on my Saturday YouTube channel. I'm now gonna be king, living the life with my wife forever in this world. I'm gonna be a famous movie star. And that's why you're gonna miss me so much. It's gonna be so weird that you're gonna be shocked. Like, oh my god! Like I remember this Ivan who was a sabotage bomb on YouTube, but now look at him, he's living a life with his wife, and now he's a famous movie star. I remember when Ivan was. You know how when you see celebrities, when you see old videos of them, it's when they were poor, when they weren't famous. It's very weird because now they're all famous and rich. Well, think something three times that for Ivan. You're gonna see this poor bum Ivan that you see now on YouTube. I don't know, like a year ago, Ivan made his videos, right? And now he's king with his wife. He's a billionaire, a multi-billionaire, living life with his wife. He's a famous movie star. We saw him in the doc. He's boss in the doc. He owns his own big skyscraper company. He's a famous movie star. He's a billionaire now. It's gonna be weird. Like, oh my god, I can't believe. Like, I remember Ivan when he was a bum on YouTube, and now he's fucking rich with his wife. Yeah, man. That's how what? That's how I miss my series, man. You guys are still taking for granted, man. You only have a month and like a half left to be on YouTube. Because the end of October, I'm making that final announcement. Look at a very interesting video for that. And I'll be pumping up my Lord of the Rings series. So I should get through all of book one. I'll be pumping up my Lord of the Rings series for this month and as well as next month. And once I finish book one, I am officially done my Lord of the Rings series. And I'll make my Swim with the Sharks video at the end of this month. And then after that, you only have one video left, which is my final announcement. I'm going to enjoy my last check, get smokes, beer, watch movies, obviously. And then sometime in October, I'll be making that announcement. But once I make that announcement, I'm going to let my family know I'm done my book. I'm going to text them, hey guys, I'm done my book. And they're going to eventually sit me upstairs. I don't know how long they're going to wait. My guess is they're going to probably wait a good week or so. I don't know. I let them know, hey guys, I'm done my book. Within a couple of days later, they're going to sit me upstairs. I'll know the time has come when they say, Ivan, come upstairs, you want to talk to you, and I see my whole family upstairs. That's when I'll know, oh my god, this is about my book. And their true nature, because they know I have the keys, and they know I wrote the best fantasy novel ever, they know my book is going to sell like $30 billion in sales. Perhaps even more. Like, my book's going to do like $30 billion in sales. They know it's going to do a shitload of money in sales. Their true demonic nature is going to show because they don't want me making my billions. They don't want me seeing my wife. Hence, their true demonic nature is going to show, obviously. And I'm going to find out how dirty they really are. And hence why after I pay this fee, I am piecing the fuck out my wife. I'm never making any videos for her ever again, obviously. As I'm paying this fee to get my freedom, as I don't want to be a dirty fucking slave. As I'm going to keep saying this world, to all you aspiring, I'm going to keep saying on this. In this world, if you want to be rich and famous, man, you got to pay a price. That's how it works. The fact that I have to pay a price, even though I'm not selling my soul, I still have to pay a price to be rich and free. So for me, even for me to be rich and free, I still have to pay a price. So someone like me, who's God, has to pay a price to be rich and free. What makes you think you, as an average person, doesn't have to pay a price to be rich? Of course you have to pay a price to be rich. That's how it works. A lot of people in the world would gladly sell their soul for money. But I'm telling you right now, everything looks good at first, but then eventually you're going to become miserable because you sold your soul and you're no longer free. So even though you have a lot of money and you're living a decent life, you're going to be a bit miserable because you sold your soul. Obviously. As in this world, you have gatekeepers. For every branch of business, the YouTube world, you have gatekeepers in the YouTube world. The academic world. All these successful professors who you see, who sell like 500,000 copies, successful professors, they all have to pay a price, but none of that's free. You know what I'm saying? All these successful Hollywood actors, musicians, stand-up comedians, they all have to pay a price to be rich. None of it's free. All these famous sport athletes, all of them have to pay a price, man. There's no such thing as free money in this world. As in every level, every branch of business, you have gatekeepers. That's how it works. You have gatekeepers in every branch of business. So once you hit a certain level of success, you end up meeting a gatekeeper. The reason why you have gatekeepers is that way they can control the finances, obviously. So if someone is getting really, really popular, the gatekeepers don't want him gaining control, obviously. Hence why they have to sell to the gatekeeper. That way they can control their finances and then open the doors for them, obviously. Right? So in every branch of business, you have gatekeepers. Once you hit a certain level of success, you end up meeting one of the gatekeepers, obviously. And then, and if you want to make more money, you have to sell to the gatekeepers. So they own you now. They own you. They own your finances. They own you pretty much. In return for you selling to them, they open the doors for you, and you make your money, obviously. But now they own you, and you're not free. That's how it works in this world. As there's no such thing as freedom in this world, being free and being rich. When I mean rich, I mean like being like a multimillionaire. Because you can make 100 grand a year, $200,000 a year, and have your freedom. When I mean rich, I'm talking about like making like millions of dollars. You want to make your millions in this world, you have to pay a price. There's no such thing as making free. There's no such thing as making free millions in this world. No fucking way. You have to pay a price to make your millions in this world. That's how it works. Because there's no such thing as free money in this world. Right? And I'm no offense, man. I'd rather be a guy who makes 100 grand a year, 200 grand a year, and be free than be a guy who's a multimillionaire and sell my soul, man. I'm telling you right now, even though having money's nice, there's nothing worse than having a lot of money and you're miserable because you sold your soul and you're not free. As freedom is worth more than money. I know a lot of people think I'm crazy. Ivan, you're fucking crazy. I would choose money and sell my soul A&A over making $200,000 a year and being free. You say that now, but I'm telling you right now, once you sell your soul, even though you have all this money, you're miserable because what? You're no longer free and you don't have freedom. You're owned by someone else. So even though you're living a glamorous life and you're rich, you might be depressed. You might break down because someone else owns you. You're not free. Obviously, see what I'm saying here? As I guarantee you, a lot of people think I'm crazy because a lot of people in this world will do anything for money. I have now sell my soul A&A to make millions, and so I can live a good life. Yeah, you'll live a good rich life, obviously, but you're not free, man. You don't have freedom. So would you rather have millions of dollars in your bank and live a lavish life and not be free? Someone else owns you. You have to do whatever they tell you to do. Whenever that person tells you to do something, you got to do it. Right? Would you rather have a lot of money and do unspeakable things for that money and sell your soul, obviously, or would you rather be free, have your freedom, and make a nice 150, 100,000, 200,000 a year? What would you choose? Obviously. Would you rather make a good living and not be rich, but you're making a good living and have your freedom? Or would you rather be very rich but have no freedom and do unspeakable things for that money? Pay a horrific price to make that money. What would you rather choose? I'd rather make that 100 grand and I can have my freedom, obviously. And that's how you know Ivan Omer is not just about the money, man. As freedom to me is worth more than money. Take it from me. Even though I know I'm going to be a billionaire, even though I know I have to pay this fee because I have no choice, the doors are locked on me. The only reason why I'm paying this fee because I have no choice is either I pay this fee or I stay poor forever. And I can't live off minimum wages. I have no choice but to pay this fee. But I'm paying this fee to get my freedom and to be rich. Obviously. I'm paying this fee to get my freedom and to be rich. But even if I got my freedom with my wife and I was making $200,000 a year, I would still be happy. I would still be happy. Because I'm the son of God, I'm obviously going to make my billions because I'm special, obviously. Because I'm special and I'm the son of God, I'm obviously going to make my billions, obviously. Because I'm the son of God, I'm special, obviously. As I told you, all these Hollywood celebrities who you see, everything looks nice. You know what I'm saying? You see them on the red carpet. You know what I'm saying? Oh my God, it looks like they're living an amazing life. I'm telling you right now, I guarantee you behind the scenes, a lot of them break down. A lot of them are miserable. Yeah, they're pretty happy. The money makes them pretty happy because they're able to live a nice life. They're able to travel around the world, go on vacation, stay at nice hotels and all that stuff. But some of them are a bit miserable because they're not free. They sold their soul for fame and fortune, and they're not free. And so a lot of them break down. A lot of them are miserable because what? Because they're not free. Someone else owns them. They're slaves. They're slaves to the Hollywood system, obviously. Hence, they're not free, obviously. Whereas even though these Hollywood celebrities are richer than all these average free people, the average free person, I guarantee you, is living a more happy life compared to the Hollywood celebrity because the Hollywood celebrity sold his or her soul for fame and fortune. Whereas the average free person, he may not be rich. When I mean rich, I mean he may not be a multimillionaire, but he's living a decent life. He's making good living, making $60,000, $80,000, $100,000 a year, and he or she is free. They have their freedom. So you see the contrast, obviously. Hence why I guarantee you a lot of guys are even like, Ivan, thank you. You know what I'm saying? I didn't realize the price for fame that you have to pay in Hollywood. Yeah, man. In Hollywood, if you want to make your millions, you want to be successful, you want to be a television star, a B-list television star, an A-list movie star, you got to do unspeakable things for that money, man. You have to pay a horrific price to make that money. So even though having that money's nice, you're a good chance you're gonna be depressed and miserable because you did unspeakable things to make that money. You sold your soul for fame and fortune. See what I'm saying here? Whereas even though the average person is not a millionaire, if you're making $80,000 a year, at least you're free. and you're happy. Live a good life for $8,000 a year. You may not be a millionaire, but at least you have your freedom and you're happy. Obviously, whereas in Hollywood you don't have freedom. You're a slave. So in exchange for having your millions, you're now a slave. You're now a slave to the system. You're not free. You don't have your freedom. You're a slave. You're a dirty slave, man. Yeah, man. There's nothing worse than being a slave to someone else, man. Yeah, you're rich, but you're a slave to someone else. You're a slave, man. You're a dirty slave, and you're owned by someone else, which is not a good feeling. There's nothing worse than being a slave to someone else. It's not a good feeling, man. It's not a good feeling to be a slave. Hence why I told you, I guarantee all these Hollywood celebrities, a lot of them break down, a lot of them cry. Some of them have trouble sleeping. You know what I'm saying? Because they sold their soul for fame and fortune, man. But I'm gonna say this: even though they sold their soul for fame and fortune, because they made a lot of money, they're still living a decent life. So even though they sold their soul, and some of them are miserable and they're depressed and they cry, because they have a lot of money, they can do a lot of good things with that money. Hence, they're still living a decent life, obviously. But I told you, because they're not free, there's a good chance a lot of them have depressions. A lot of them are miserable because they're not free, man. They're slaves. They're slaves to the Hollywood system. Hence why I want nothing to do with that Hollywood system. I want nothing. I'm not bound to the Hollywood system. I'm not bound to the gatekeepers. As I want nothing to do with that wicked Hollywood system. As Hollywood's a wicked place. I want nothing to do with that place. As I want to be independent from Hollywood. I want to start Skystars independent from Hollywood. I don't want to be a part of that system. And I want to get my freedom and I want to get my financial control. Obviously. Right? And all those Hollywood actors for Zanus, I will grant them their freedom. All I ask, I'm going to tell them, look, man, I'm not going to be a dirty businessman. I'm not going to have you pay a price to be my movie. I'll pay you your millions. You're going to be rich. You're going to make a lot of money from filming this movie, obviously. You're going to be very rich and famous. You're going to be rich and famous. All I ask is that you deliver. I'm going to tell them, look, man, all I ask is that you deliver the best performance you could possibly deliver for my movie, obviously. Which they obviously will. Because I'm paying them their millions, I gave them their freedom, these actors are going to work even harder for me, double harder for me than what they did even in Hollywood, because I gave them their freedom. Because I gave them their freedom, they're going to work double harder for me than what they even did in Hollywood. To the point where all the CEOs and execs, when they see my movie, they're going to ask these actors, hey, how come I didn't get the actor to review my movies? Because you didn't pay them as much money, and you didn't spoil them, or you didn't give them their freedom. Let's show my cow off here.